Or a woman.
Yeah.
An ignorant woman will do.
Ignorant anybody's good radio.
That's
the precipice of good radio is one ignorant person versus one person who claims to is in the driver's seat essentially.
Yes, and animosity.
Yeah.
It's like what's really great is some repressed animosity. Like watching the resentment build between two people that are on two sides of the argument, and then coming up with just because I'll even do this. Sometimes you just want to fight. You just pick a side. Like I do that with my brother sometimes, where whatever he says, I'm like, I feel the opposite.
Yeah.
I don't feel the opposite
because it's harder. It's more stimulating to disagree with someone than to just agree with what they're saying.
That's really what it is. A lot of times that we're just like the easiest way to get stimulated, hate.
Yeah, no, for sure. Anger.
Yeah.
Resentment.
Rage.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
Joy is hard.
Yeah, that's the hardest one. No, I sometimes I'll just argue against a point just to argue. I'm argumentative. That's my problem.
I am. If I don't like the person, I'm like, I will just change everything about my whole ideology and the way I feel about everything just to like pick a fight with someone that I just fucking hate.
Yeah, that's
any
excuse to fight people, any excuse to get into arguments to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
Whatever work. I'm very excited about this new microphone.
Those
listening this week, the audio is back to certified crispy.
It is.
Last week was fucked up because we broke the microphone. Well, we didn't. We later found out it wasn't the microphone. This sucks actually because we thought the microphone was broken. So then I ordered a new one, and then I just got it today, and I plugged it in, and it still didn't work. And I was like, God damn it, it's the cable. So
we're here now.
I got two mics,
and you got a good-looking microphone. That thing shines.
I should use both of them.
Oh, dude, I remember like hardcore shows.
Stereo.
Do you remember? You were a punk guy, but did you ever get into hardcore?
I was often around like hardcore shows, yeah.
Dude, there were bands that they had one microphone that was just clean, and then they had a distorted microphone that people would growl into.
I don't get that.
It's,
man. You're not Jack White, bro.
No, dude, this
Chill
was like...
with the mics.
Why? Okay, maybe when you were in bands, did it seem like... there were never any bands that weren't hardcore bands. Most bands were hardcore bands.
Yeah, that's not true. That was just your circle of...
Was it?
Yes, dude.
Okay.
Most bands aren't hardcore bands. But hardcore, it's actually funny, like the further and further I get away from like focusing on like the punk world, I'm like, oh, nobody listens to any of this. Like generally speaking, most people listen to Chinese music.
That's true.
Most people listen to Far Eastern Asian instrumental tracks.
Do you think that?
No, I don't know
what are Chinese people listening to?
They got music. They got their own shit. They got everybody listens to K-pop. They probably listen to like Bruno Mars, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he's Filipino. He's not too far away.
Oh, I thought he was like Hawaiian or something.
No, he's
like Polyn. I don't know. Yeah. He's a hit maker is what he is. His race is hit maker.
He's the best, dude.
His race is dance moves.
You know what my favorite picture of Bruno Mars is? It like snuck under the radar, but Bruno Mars got like charged with cocaine possession a while back.
Yeah, duh.
And he's like the most likable, nice guy, and there's a picture of him in court, and he's wearing a suit. Dude, when you look at him, you just like, dude, this guy's like... If I didn't already like Bruno Mars, I love him now just because he's a guy who just like... I like had enough cocaine that he got like a legit drug charge on him.
Good for him.
Like, I like this guy.
Yeah, dude.
And then he just went back to making hits, dude.
Gotta have that booger juice, man. Get in there, right them.
You know he's like 5 foot tall?
Yeah, duh, dude. That checks out. Tall guys ain't dancing, dude. You ain't finding a tall motherfucker out there dancing like he is.
That's true. That's true. And he's like the only... I mean, I'm glad I'm the height I am, okay?
Sure.
But if I could be Bruno Mars and be 5 foot...
Yeah.
He's probably the only short guy I'm taking. Yeah. Whose body I'm taking.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. You know, he's a good singer. He's a good musician. He's got an angle. He overcame his shortness.
He did.
He's like, now I do a bunch of blow. I write songs for chicks who are giving haircuts.
That's who I want to be.
Yeah, dude.
Who did you want to be?
I don't know. I feel like you asked me this one time and I never really.
Who did you see yourself
You
being?
asked me this one time and I think my answer was Crash Bandicoot. Like that's
Yeah, I think it
literally like
was.
the only goal I ever had was to grow up and be a Bandicoot.
Mine was to be Diddy Kong.
That would be cool. Well, that's crazy because you're growing up to be like an assistant. Because Diddy was just Donkey's like cousin.
That's true.
Came to help him around the shop. You know, go
It's-
do his shit. Go collect bananas and ride swordfish under the water and shit.
I wanted to be Funky Kong.
Funky Kong was cool.
Funky Kong was, you know what was crazy? Because
He ran the plane where you got on the plane and.
oh, did he?
Well, in Donkey Kong Country,
Okay.
you would go to Funky's spot, and he had the little plane that would take you to whatever part of the
That's
jungle.
right. That's right. I thought because I felt like Donkey had all this responsibility. He had to go like save whatever he was
Yeah,
doing.
well, his quest was never actually that clear. It was just to go kill the things that were
Kill the alligators.
kill the alligators, kill the other
sentient alligators.
the mean gorillas.
Oh yeah.
I like how in this reality we're like, no, Donkey's the good type of gorilla, and then there are these bad ones who are constantly throwing barrels at you.
That's
You know what's crazy about Donkey Kong Country? I recently like replayed it, and it's like the it's not like levels, it's like worlds. Like you beat 5 levels in the first world, you move to the next world, you move to the next world. First world's like some part in the jungle. Next world is like another part of the jungle. Third world is like, oh, this is like the water levels of the jungle. Fourth world is like an industrial park.
Is it
Then,
really?
Yeah, you're just in a nuclear testing facility. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like dodging nuclear barrels and shit like that. You're
don't
basically in Chernobyl. Donkey Kong.
They don't give you any like cutscenes where we get a little context
No, of
of
course- no,
when
you
the
just-
fallout happened.
No, there was no. You just discovered it. Well, what happened is Donkey realized that he thought this was the world, and he crawled out of the jungle. He's like, no, the year's 2046. There's been a nuclear fallout. You're collecting all these bananas because they're the only fuel left to power any kind of machinery, and you need to escape this jungle because it's just warfare now.
We need a Donkey Kong movie.
Dude, for sure. For sure. It would basically be like a cross between like the Jungle Book and Children of Men,
That would be great.
That would be a good movie, dude. That would be a good movie.
Children of Men's the one where there's no one
There's
can
no
get
women.
pregnant or something.
Yeah. No, it was like there's no women.
That's what it is.
That's what it was.
Clive
yeah.
Owen.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in quite a while.
I don't think I ever saw that movie.
I saw like you know what's weird is like you watch movies when you're like 13 to 15, 16, whatever, and it kind of just doesn't count because you're stupid and you don't know anything. And you go watch the movie later and you're like, oh my God. Like, it's like you're watching it for the first time.
Dude, I think that with most movies I watch, people have like there will be movies. Someone was like, "Have you seen The Secret Window? We should watch The Secret Window." And I was like, "I've seen it." They're like, "Oh well, we can't watch it." This is my neighbor, and I was like, "But I don't remember it."
I rewatch. Any good movie you should watch multiple times. First of all,
What's
But
your
yeah.
go-to? What's your go-to movie that you're like, let's just throw that shit on?
Big Lebowski.
That's a good one.
It's a perfect film. But there's a couple. Big Lebowski, Goodfellas. They're movies that once they're on, you're just gonna finish it. Goodfellas, Big Lebowski.
You know what my ultimate is?
What's up?
Ocean's 11, dude.
Wow,
The
interesting.
new one.
Yeah.
Because the music
the only
and the
one.
pacing, it's a great story, and you do have to follow the story, but you can also just jump into any scene and enjoy it, you know?
Yeah. No, that's a good point. You know what movie I rewatched last night was The Departed.
That's a great opening song, best opening song.
Yeah.
Dropkick Murphys Shipping Down to Boston, or whatever it's called.
Well, the first song of the film is actually Give Me Shelter by the Rolling Stones.
Oh, is it really?
And then, yeah, that whole movie, there's a song playing. It's like every scene, there's music playing. It's the
Yeah.
entire time, which I'm not necessarily opposed to. I thought it was great. But it starts with some Give Me Shelter, which makes sense. That's Scorsese and the Stones. They go back a ways.
That's...
Goes back to some Mean Streets, 1973.
No one's calling you out. It's
I'm
okay.
calling me out. I like to know the years because I write them all down on my phone. I told you that.
No.
Every movie I watch, I write down on my phone with the date I watched it and the year it was made.
You're weird.
I've never showed you this.
You weird guy. I believe you. You don't have to.
I mean, it's right here. Why
be-
would I not show it
You're
to
gonna
you?
prove your weirdness to me. Why do you do that?
Because I'm sad. Here we go. Yeah, so this is like 2020.
It actually kind of looks cool now.
It is because it's
looking at
perfectly formatted. The dashes are always exactly in the perfect spot.
Oh, wow.
And the format is exactly the same for every single one. So it's kind of like
You be watching
an
movies,
almanac.
huh?
Well, it became a thing of being like, I don't forget if I have seen a movie. Actually, I'm starting to get to a place where I forget if I've seen a movie or not. And I'll get like 15, 20 minutes in. I'm like, oh, I've seen this.
Oh, really?
This movie sucks. And then I still watch it, but you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really watch a whole lot. I don't have a whole lot of attention span. I'm trying to think the last movie I saw was... It might have been... Dude, it might have been The Witch.
Oh, interesting. The Witch is great. Once you get past that whole them talking like they're fucking the Quaker Oats guy the whole time.
Right.
Once you get past Quaker part, you're like, okay, it's still
I think
fucked
the Quaker
up.
Oats guy is in that movie.
He is. He was Bill. He's a leading man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the goat.
He was
the voice of the goat was the Quaker Oat man.
Well, that's what it was.
Was Black Pete or was his name?
Black Peter, yeah.
Yeah.
Black Peter was
Which we've talked about. Has a troubling history of sorts, but nonetheless, that was the name of the goat.
Yes. And wait, no, it wasn't the last movie I watched. I watched a scary movie. Ooh. I like talking about movies. Have you seen what's it called? I'm going to tell you what it's about. It's a German movie. It's really good. It's like it's about Mommy. I Love You, Mommy, or it's a German movie. And
dude, you brought this up recently.
Yeah, it's about
I don't remember.
It's about two little boys whose mommy comes home and she had facial surgery. And she comes home and the boys start to not think that mommy is mommy and that it's somebody else.
We've had this exact conversation
All right, well,
on this
shutting
podcast.
Up. That was the last movie
on.
I saw and it was great.
All right, well, Joey's last movie was weird German,
But it was
Oedipus
spooky
complex
as
movie.
Fuck, dude.
I love spooky. Any kind of mom movie is spooky.
I love
even Mr. Mom. No, it's not spooky.
What's that?
It's just fun.
Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, this is a movie from the 80s where a guy has to be a father. He has to be just a guy parenting.
Isn't
Back
that
when
funny?
that was the joke? Is that like, look, the dad has to take care of the kid. Like,
I was thinking about that with like Seinfeld. There was like a ongoing joke in Seinfeld where it was like the bit was the fact that an unattractive man keeps asking out Elaine. And that's funny.
yeah.
It's that like a traditionally
That's funny.
unattractive man is asking out a beautiful woman is comedy.
Yeah, look at this guy's delusion.
Yeah.
Laugh at his stupidity.
There's just like no recognition for
Thinking
someone.
that he could find love. Thinking that she
Yeah.
would settle. But
That-
she's actually just a terrible person. They're all terrible people. That was the point.
They are. They get to the end and it's like, oh, they're just... What did they like watch like a fat guy get robbed or something like that?
It was something I don't remember exactly, but then of course they go to like court and then they have to face all the people that they fucked over.
Right. That's...
And then it ends with them in jail. I actually kind of thought it was a stupid ending. I didn't. I thought they could have done better.
You think so?
Yeah.
I like a big swing. I'll respect a big swing, even if it's a
'cause
strikeout.
Yeah, I get it. No, I mean, yeah, I agree. I'm the same way, but
Like,
who am I to judge the ending of Seinfeld? You can't end a show like that perfectly.
yeah, you can't.
There are very few perfect endings in television.
Nothing or like I mean, everything gold will disappoint you because you can't. Anything that becomes gold,
You're pissed that it's ending.
Exactly.
So you're not going to be... people don't know what's good for them. You know what I mean? Like, people love to talk shit about the ending of The Sopranos still, but guess what? You're still talking about it.
It's true.
They win.
Yeah.
Done.
No.
The conversation's over.
And in some ways, a bad ending is way more interesting than a good ending.
Well, I mean, the Game of Thrones ending was a big... I can't think of a more publicly hated ending of a show than Game of Thrones.
Was it bad?
I mean, dude, it was the biggest show on television. On the television.
I loved the way. Please never say
I don't know what's wrong with my brain, dude.
Yeah.
Gotta get off ketamine. No, the Game of Thrones
No, stay
ending,
on.
it was big, the biggest show. And then, 6-7 seasons, and they come out in 8 and just strike out in every fucking realm.
Really? It was pretty much
it was
a
just
disaster?
rough. It was well, they ran out of source material.
Oh, that's right.
Because he had all the books written and he didn't finish the ending. And then now all of a sudden they had to kind of come come together and figure out some kind of conclusion, and everyone hated it. And George R.R. Martin's just like, "Welp, not going to go with that idea. Guess I'll go." The book's not going to end the same way the show did because people hated it so bad. I can't talk about this with you because you haven't seen it, but my fucking,
I think you got most of
my fellow Baratheon boys out there know what's up.
I have no idea what that means.
I'm a Baratheon boy. I like the Baratheons.
I think
I ain't no Stark bitch. I ain't no poser.
I know those names. You know what? I just don't fuck with like fantasies.
I don't either, dude. But it's such a well crafted and well written show. I got past it.
You did?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not a fantasy guy.
Once I see a dragon, I'm like,
it's a tough sell for me.
For me.
That's what I thought, and I watched it.
Okay. Well, okay. I don't really fuck with dragons.
I fuck with top shelf fantasy. Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones,
I don't like.
The Hobbit, still the same thing. But
like I said, I also don't like space, dude.
Oh, I love a space movie.
Oh,
some of the best movies of all time were space movies.
Actually, no, I don't. You know what? I spoke too soon. I do fuck with space, but like Star Trek and get Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, well let's.
You know what?
You're not gonna compare that to 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I never saw it.
Whoa!
Oh, come on! Don't do that!
Wow,
don't give me that!
Dude.
Don't scoff at me because I haven't seen a movie.
Well, come on, dude! It's not. It's only
it's
like
not
the
Star Wars,
bro. It's more important than Star Wars.
Come on, dude!
There would have been
it's not. It is not.
It is.
I don't even like
You're
Star
out of your
Wars.
fucking lane, bro. I'll let you enjoy your cruising, but you're out of your fucking lane. I'm not one of these like Kubrick bros out here who
I think you are.
I mean, he's undeniably like one of the best, but like I'm not. I don't think all of his movies are the best of the best. Most of them are, but like, come on, it's.
Did you see AI?
That was one of those movies like 13, so I wouldn't count it.
I watched it. You know what's funny? AI, artificial intelligence with Jude Law and Haley Joel Osment.
Well, by the way, who conceived that movie?
Steven Spielberg? It was
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick. That's what I'm saying. If you were a real Kubrick bro, you would have. But you have seen it. That movie is crazy because it's about sentient robots. Classic. And
robot shit.
the movie goes, it's like, this is really good. This is really interesting. And then it just goes, whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And then it goes deeper, like, whoa. Like, where did it well, I guess Kubrick died while he was making it, and Steven Spielberg took over.
Yeah, it was like there was some kind of handoff in the period towards the end of Kubrick's life.
Because
Kubrick died not long after his last film, which was Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, yeah.
He died at like a mere weeks or months after the first cut of it was finished.
I haven't seen that one.
That's a good. If you want a good horny weird movie that you're gonna get like horned up and also think about the devil, that is a good movie for that.
I feel like Clockwork Orange got me horned up in a way I didn't want to be.
Clockwork Orange is another level. You know what's crazy about that movie is how cheap it was made for. Like, because he had just come off some big. I mean, that movie was made after 2001: A Space Odyssey, which was huge, and then he made that, which for almost like no money in London. This is a fucking movie podcast. You still listening?
Yeah, we got people.
You listening, people?
But there is something I do. A lot of times I just want to see something that disturbs me.
Yeah. Ideally,
Or
the
makes me
perfect movie
cry.
has no dialogue. It's just, you know what I mean?
Imagery?
Yeah.
Just fucked up stuff?
Yeah. That's why you got to see 2001, dude.
All right. I got
2000, I'll put it to you this way. 2001 is a great movie, and then it just kind of starts turning into this thing, and you're like, oh, there hasn't been a word spoken in 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'll check.
It's great, dude. I mean, it's great.
I gotta let me ask you, man.
Yeah, what's that?
What movies have made you cry?
I don't cry at a movie. I
Come
cry.
on,
I
have
really
some.
don't. I'll cry if like my order's made wrong at Taco Bell, or like
Well, of course.
I
There's no
have to
sour
wait in a
cream
line
on
at
your
a Home
Crunchwrap
Depot.
Supreme.
Yeah, I'm.
There's
my
a
brain
line
is
at the
glass.
key making station at Lowe's.
I don't know when the last time I cried in a movie was.
You want me to go first?
Hold on.
You
you
can
go
do
first.
this.
No, you go first. I don't cry at movies, but you go first.
Okay, the double whammy was Les Miserables. Cried twice.
I haven't
Might have
seen
cried
it.
3 times.
I haven't seen it.
Man, it's a
Never
lot-
read the play. Never saw any of them. Wasn't my cup of tea.
It's basically watch poor French people suffer.
Yeah.
And the music is what gets you. The music really, and she's really pretty, super white, pretty white girl.
Gonna have to be more specific. Than
Pretty
that.
white girl, Princess Bride.
Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley.
Not British, pretty American, pretty white girl, Devil Wears Prada. Help me.
God damn it.
You got this.
What's her name?
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Anne
yeah.
Hathaway is great.
Damn it.
And then there's a scene where, oh man, I cried 3 times. I remember there's 3 separate parts.
Cried
of that movie.
3 different times at Les Mis.
Dude, my throat hurt. My throat hurt
Wow.
during the whole movie. And okay, I am hey, I'm and then I fucked a man.
Yeah, dude. No, that would be cool.
Okay. Then the other one is My Dog Skip was the first movie I cried in
Never saw that.
because he throws a baseball at the dog and the dog yelps and I cried.
Oh, fuck. That makes me want to cry even hearing that.
It was bad.
Some of those movies you're like, you're just out here to upset people.
It really, Marley and Me cried.
Yeah, dude.
And then
A guy throwing a baseball at a dog, though.
it was
That
fucked.
dude. That makes me go to anger. My sadness turns into anger. I think that's what.
Because you're uncomfortable with sadness.
Yeah,
You're
very
uncomfortable with your feelings. So your rage is easier for you.
We're figuring it out piece by piece. Day by
I'm
day.
back to doing anecdotal experience therapy right now.
Somebody's got to.
Okay, the other one is this. All right, okay, this is Huck Finn. This is the Disney version of Huck Finn.
With JTT.
No,
No, that was Tom Sawyer. Sorry.
with Elijah Wood. I may have talked about this on the
Yeah,
podcast.
you have talked about it. Who's the other? No, fuck. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm with you. Sorry.
So it's him and Jim, okay? And they're going to take Jim and they're going to go tar.
I don't think that was his name. What was his real name?
What are you trying to do?
I think
In the
you're not
Disney
saying. I
version,
feel like
it's
there was
Jim.
a name before that. I feel
In
like
the
there
Disney
was more.
version-
It wasn't just Jim. Jim was his last name.
In this movie, his name's Jim was his last name.
yeah.
They take Jim.
Jerome.
So they're taking him to tar and feather him, all the racist white people.
Can
right?
I just say one thing before you finish this?
Is it the
How
N-word?
fucking great would it have been if Disney made his name instead of N-word Jim just Jerome?
Pretty bad.
Like it almost would be worse than
It wouldn't be worse.
Anyway,
It'd be
continue.
bad, but not as bad.
It'd be pretty bad. All right, continue.
So they're gonna take Jim and they're gonna tar and feather him, right? So they're pulling him away from Huck, and Huck, the great acting. Huck is like, Jim, you're my best friend, because you watched the whole movie of them.
Yeah,
together.
they rode down the river together.
Yeah, they had a very their relationship, the actors, the dynamic was great. And he says, "You're my best friend." You can tell it's a really great moment because it feels very natural. And then Jim looks at him and he says, "Huck, I'm getting teary right now." He says, "Huck, you're my own." He's like, "You're my only friend." And at that point, I'm in
Slavery's horrifying.
Well, they're not even going to make him a slave. They're going to kill him. They're going to throw him in a pot of tar.
He was a slave.
Cover him in yeah.
He was an escaped slave.
Exactly.
He was on the run and he met Huck. He's like, I'll fuck around with this little white boy.
Yeah,
He'll get me-
exactly.
he'll get me
and
to where I need
fall
to
in
go.
love with him.
Yeah.
In platonic
I should have fallen.
brotherly
No,
love.
the follow up of this movie is the K, where they end up on the island and the one guy's blind.
I haven't read the K.
That's the K.
But that story ends with me in Mrs. King's English class crying.
Yeah.
And I look around and everyone in my sophomore English class is just kind of like, fucking around on their phones and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all watching this?
Watch this, man.
I was in my English
Jerome's
class.
gonna die, dude, and no one cares.
I think they save him.
I could certainly never cry at a movie in class. I would never allow that to happen.
Oh, I was a bitch ass dude. I cried at everything.
No,
I still
hold
cry.
that shit in.
Anything father son, I'll cry.
Oh yeah. Oh, see now. Okay, I think that narrows it down. I'm trying. No, dude, I don't know. I don't think I've cried in a movie.
Come on.
I really
You gonna
don't,
hang
dude.
me out to dry like that?
I don't. He might, dude. That's not my game. Like I said, I've cried over way less than movies.
I've cried I cried at the trailer for Midnight Special. Did you see that movie?
No.
It's Michael Shannon, and he says to his son says, this is what, I didn't cry during the movie, but I cried during the trailer, which is weird.
Interesting.
He says this to his...
Hit record.
His son says to him.
So he says.
So he says to him.
So the guy says on Midnight Special.
So he says, you don't got to worry about me, Dad. And he's a little boy, right? He's like, you don't got to worry about me, Dad. And he says, I'm going to cry. Michael Shannon says, he's like, I like worrying about you. He's like,
that's cute.
He says, I like worrying about you.
Dude, I think I cried when I was a kid during that scene in Dante's Peak where the grandma jumps like into the lava off the boat.
Ooh, you did?
I think so. That comes back very clear to me. So I think there was some emotion attached to that. I remember one time when I was a kid, my dad cried during the movie Michael, which is with, I think, John Travolta's an alien. Or sorry, he's an angel on Earth.
Oh, yeah.
My dad cried at that, and I remember thinking it was gay. And then you
can't cry in front of your children.
No. That was the only time I've seen my dad cry at a movie. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Dante's Peak. Grandma going into. But the thing about that scene though was she gets. They're in the boat crossing the lava, right? And they're realizing that they're sinking, and she's like, "I will get out.
Yeah.
I'll get in the lava." And they're like, "No," and then they all fake. They're like, "No, please don't.
You don't gotta do it,
Grandma."
Yeah.
Grandma Cindy, please. No, but she gets out. But I never understood. I thought it was a wooden boat, and What was the boat made of that they could sail it through lava? You know what I'm saying?
Again, I don't really remember.
If it was wood, it would have caught on fire. And if it was metal, it would have been 1,000 fucking degrees, and they would all just burnt their skin alive.
Why does the grandma get in the lava?
Because the boat is sinking, and she's like, she sacrifices herself to save the rest of them.
That's so contrived to be like, oh, it is one.
It'd be funny if she got out and it's still. They're like, oh, it wasn't that? Oh, there's a hole in the boat. Fuck. And they all just die.
Or if it's just like they need one, they're like, grandma goes and sacrifices herself, but then they just kind of need like one more person to go. And it's like, well,
it's not quite it.
Yeah, maybe
it's like having a little too many items at the 15 items or less checkout.
Yeah, like who's getting
sacrificed?
That's the thing. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about remember in the Batman Dark Knight movie where there's the two boats, where one boat's full of like prisoners and one.
Yeah, and they have to decide which one to.
I was thinking about that. If you know how like basically one of the prisoners gets the button and he goes and he throws it overboard and he's like, I'm gonna do what you should have done a long time ago.
Yeah, dude.
And he goes and throws it over.
He says it like that too.
He said it like that. And I thought about that, and I was like, dude, I was like, regardless if I was like a convicted felon or if I was on the, innocent victim boat,
yeah.
Either way, I'm going to be like, push the goddamn button.
Yeah, just hit it.
Kill him.
Just kill him.
The right thing to do is me not later. Die.
Yeah, no, that's fight or flight right there.
The thing about this boat is it has me on it, so
it's honestly the most important differentiating point between the two boats.
Exactly.
It's that I exist on one of them.
Right. So in this reality, I think those people should die
Well, they should have got the grandma from Dante's Peak on one of those boats. So she'd be like, guys, don't worry, I'll jump off the boat and save it. They're like, no, it's not like that.
It doesn't. You would just die, and we'd all still having the same dilemma.
We'd just be listening to you drown.
She just jumps in the water, and it's full of lava. Like
you're like, this grandma just wanted to kill herself.
Yeah, dude, she's
not noble at all. She just wanted to kill herself.
I imagine there's a lot of people who are just waiting for an opportunity to sacrifice themselves for someone else and have like a school named after them or something.
You think so?
No,
I don't know.
There's a couple.
I don't know. You got to be a real. It's weird that the people who do that, we immediately like, that guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we're not like, wow, what a hero. We're like,
what the
good
fuck?
thing that crazy guy existed.
That guy was nuts.
Yeah.
Sure, named the cafeteria after him.
Yeah.
Because he ran in and saved.
I'm sure his family that he probably doesn't have will appreciate his legacy of having the 8th grade cafeteria
Yeah, Hopkins Middle School cafeteria named after like
yeah, like
Ron the Tank Lawson.
we'll make a plaque for
Ron
him.
the Tank Lawson Memorial Cafeteria.
Yeah, dude. I don't care. People are like, what legacy I'm gonna leave? I'm like, dude, I just want to be forgotten. I just want people to be like Joey, like Berthoff. I don't know.
Yeah, found dead.
Yeah, found dead.
Reported dead.
Think how many.
It's really freeing, actually.
It really
That would be the most freeing way to die, is to just disappear.
Just be done.
Yeah, just float on down the river with everyone else.
I don't want to cause anyone else pain with my
No one wants
my loss.
No one wants their death to be a spectacle. You
Some
know?
do.
I want to go down like Terry Schiavo. I want people to debate over the worth, if my life was worthwhile for months and months and months, only to eventually decide, no, it wasn't worth it.
She looked. You know what's crazy? She looked
up,
good at when she was alive.
Yeah.
When she was not, dude. What was her deal? Why was she all fucked up?
I don't know, dude. She had like, she was in something. She had some disease or something. Her brain stopped working. She was in a.
Yeah.
She went into a coma type thing.
And then her husband was like fucking around, right?
I think so. It's been so long. Some of those early 2000s. Things are crazy to think that we all kind of came together to debate that issue. Things were so easy back then in the 2000s, 90s, whenever that happened. Everyone got together like, what are we arguing about this week? Like, should you be able to stay alive if you're a vegetable? Is it your right? We're all like, no. And then some of them are like, kill that bitch. And other ones are like, no, she is with God.
Right.
It wasn't about her at all. It was just about two factions.
She became a manifestation of a moral dilemma.
The right to life movement, essentially. That's what it came to. Yeah, for sure. That was the people saying don't do it. It's against God to like end her life.
You think
but then
so?
some people will be like, no, I'm not saying I agree with that, but that's what they said. But then the argument can be made like, well, she would be dead if we didn't have all these computers and shit plugged into all her USB ports, pumping her full of like freeze-dried food or whatever the fuck.
That's true.
You know, that doesn't seem like some shit God would be down with. Maybe it would be. I don't know.
You know what? I'll say, you know what? It's your responsibility and 88 people that end up watching this. If I end up in a state where I can't speak, where, you know, whatever sort of brain damage or something that I have, or maybe like my mouth got ripped off or my tongue, kill me.
So you're saying if you like just your tongue got ripped out, you're like, just kill me.
If it's just my tongue, let me be.
Yeah.
But if like my face gets all mangled, like if I have no skin on my face or something like that,
yeah.
But again, I can't speak.
So you're saying you couldn't be an Elephant Man?
I could not be an Elephant Man.
I rewatched The Elephant Man last week. That's a great movie.
My parents made me watch that movie when I was a boy. You know what I remember part of it? This was the part I remember. You know in the part where he's like, I'm a human being.
I'm not a monster.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
He says I'm not a monster?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not a monster. I'm a human being.
Yeah. Dude.
You're like, no, you're a monster. I almost cried during that movie. Here we go. We'll go back to it.
Doesn't he fall in love? Or sorry.
No, he doesn't really fall in love. But like, there's a scene where he's just like in his room, all like propped up, and then the fucking some dumb Cockney British trash comes in. He's like, "Oh, look at him! He's in the corner. Let's fuck around with." And then they all go, and then like he forces some chick to kiss him, and like it's pretty dark. It's a David Lynch movie. People forget that, you know. It's gonna be weird, but yeah, that was kind of sad.
There was an Elephant Man.
Yeah, Joseph Merrick. He's a real guy.
Oh wow, you know his name?
Yeah, Joseph Merrick. He was in the. It was actually the doctor who took care of him wrote a book in the 1920s. It was called like Joseph Merrick and Other Reminiscences. Was I think the name of the book. But they studied. He was just this guy in the 1800s. He was just all fucked up. But it was weird because he was like 22 and only. This was the crazy thing is that like his head was obviously all like, you know, out of whack, and he had one arm that was big, but his dick was totally intact. They even say that in the movie. I thought it was weird to include the detail that his dick was intact, but they needed to make that point clear.
Why was his dick not be intact?
I mean,
it was just
his head
face,
was
right?
huge and all blown. I just think you assume the guy's dick's fucked up too.
I
remember watching the movie and they're like, his penis is totally of normal human stature.
Maybe
like, Anthony Hopkins is like in a lab. As you can see here, the man's penis is of totally normal stature. It's a perfect 5.75 inches.
Maybe if he just knew people would be preoccupied with that thought the entire movie if they didn't just address it real quick.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins. They're like, and they're rehearsing. He's like, listen, people are gonna ask about his dick. We got to make this clear.
Yeah, people are gonna want to know.
His penis
They
is
won't be able to
intact.
focus.
At a plump
I'd hope if
9.5 inches.
Yeah, that'd be.
Fuck, he is the Elephant Man.
He
Dude.
is. Would you be the Elephant Man for a dick that big?
Dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I will be the Elephant Man. People gonna know about my trunk. I'll go around the fucking Victorian steampunk Britain. He just was before his time. If he was the Elephant Man now, dude, he'd be on
crush.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have like some kind of YouTube deal. He'd be
have an
crushing it.
OnlyFans.
He would definitely have an OnlyFans. People would fuck around with that.
I'd watch some pornography with a man with a fucked up face and a giant cock. Maybe. I'm not a big porn guy, but I think I could get
If
into
anything's
that.
put in front of me,
Yeah.
are you not gonna watch it?
That's one of those things where if they put that in front of you, you're like, oh, and this is my fetish for the rest of my life. I can only come when I think about a man with a giant ass face that's all fucked up.
Facial deformity and a giant cock.
Well,
That's the debate America needs right now. Should the Elephant Man be allowed to start an OnlyFans? And some of the fans are
why
like,
would
I don't know. Some people be like, no, that's wrong. People are laughing at him. They're paying to laugh
like an
at him.
exploitive thing?
And some people are like, no, it's his choice. It's his channel. There's got to be. Okay, we're getting into some murky waters here, but
We are not
I will
high.
dig deep.
Neither
no, not
of us
at all.
are high.
Not at all. I'll dig deeper here.
Get in there. What are you being robbed?
Do you think?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Okay.
no.
You're
collecting
all
this
right,
thought.
Sorry. Yeah. Excuse me.
There's got to be a lot of OnlyFans out there with like disabled people, right? I don't know. I've never been to an OnlyFans page. I don't know about that shit. I know what it is. I know it's one of the best avenues for money right now.
I think so. And I mean, you can
That's
go
the
to
whole joke.
ours, watch me piss into Zach's mouth.
It's it's that, and then just us being racist. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
just
That's us
racism.
saying things we don't believe just to get racist $5 bills.
Yeah, correct.
$20
bills. That's the most racist bill.
That's when we really say fucked up stuff.
The Andrew Jackson bill's the most fucked up one. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot. Maybe we shouldn't dig into this. I don't know if anyone's asking for this conversation, but it's something to think about. I think it's out there. And is that exploitative? I don't know. That's between you and your therapist.
That's the
It's not me.
If you exploit yourself
Is it exploitation?
on behalf of the
I think that's
OnlyFans
the whole
corporation,
argument of
yes.
sex work. Is it like I'm the one in control of this? How is this exploitation? It's my choice.
Yeah, but it's those who
Fire the pimp.
It's the skimmers. So it's the OnlyFans as the exploiters. But they just provide a platform.
I would have a hard time sleeping if I was the OnlyFans CEO. And I'm like, listen, guys, they go into a boardroom. They're like, we have a strange problem arising. A lot of quadriplegic content out there lately, and
Would you care?
I don't know. I mean, I want people to be happy.
Quadriplegic?
Quadra.
What are they doing?
I don't know, dude. I don't even know
How
what
are
it
they
looks like.
doing it?
I have no idea. But it's getting done.
Well,
You got to believe in this day and age, it's getting done one way or another.
I mean, are you imagining what I'm
Dude,
imagining?
if you're listening to this right now, I really do. Send me a direct message on Instagram if you have any. You can be anonymous. Make a burner page. Message me on a burner page and be like, yeah, I fuck with this shit. I'd really like to know what this economy of porn is like.
We can find out. We can be, you know how we could actually get this podcast popular is have like one porn star guest that is on the show every week.
Yeah, just
Have you noticed that?
third camera's just cut. She's in the dark.
Yeah,
over
just
there.
her tits out, fingering herself. And we're like, well, now we're famous.
That's the porn.
Now we're rich.
That's the porn cam.
I've
It's
noticed
like Howard
that.
Stern.
This is like cut over.
porn
Whenever
cam.
we get boring, we're just like, cut over to the girl fingering herself.
We're out here talking about classic films and just some chicks like, I'm like, Ariel, can you fucking chill over there?
That's what we need.
This is still my garage. Okay.
We hired her. We're
I
paying
know,
her.
but she's at work,
We have
and
a
this is
porn
my
cam.
goddamn office. All right, I make the rules.
I remember there was like a live stream that popped up on YouTube the other day, and it was just a guy interviewing a girl about porn, and there were like 5,000 people watching. I'm like,
dude,
damn it! Is that it? Is that all we have to do?
That's it, man. That's what people want.
Because even YMH is putting on that one girl who's dreadfully boring, but she just talks about like getting her like
What's her
getting
name? What's her name?
choked
What's her
and,
name? What's her name?
Like Katie Kennedy or something.
I
like
did
that.
a couple of open mics with her.
You did?
Yeah, she was a comic. Well, before the shutdown, she would be. I actually didn't know she was on Your Mom's House, but I was at an open mic. I was at the Public House open mic in Los Feliz, and
I love that
she
place.
was up there talking about being like a porn star or whatever, like OnlyFans. I'm like, okay. I actually remember there was an episode of our podcast where I was like, bro, this is a new trend. Porn stars are doing comedy now.
It was Katie Kennedy.
Yeah, it was, because I saw her perform a couple
really?
times. She didn't really have jokes, which is, it's icing on the cake at that point, right? The jokes are just extra. The jokes are the sprinkles. You know what you're doing.
That's the thing. I'm like, there was a really hot girl that did the Funniest Person in Cincinnati competition one year. And I was like, and all of her jokes were just about being a fucking whore.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is interesting because all the guys, I was like, they were like kind of funny jokes, but all the guys, I was just watching her. I'm like, dude, this girl's just like hot.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking about is like her doing the hoary thing.
Well, yeah, it sucks because no one's giving her the time of day. They're just
What do you
watching. Well, every guy watching that. I would probably be guilty of that.
She didn't make it to the next round. And I was like, y'all were laughing and gotten horny at her jokes. You didn't vote for her.
They were uncomfortable with her own sexuality, which is hearing a hot chick talk about her endeavors.
Yes, because I remember one of her jokes.
I'm not saying that like a hot porn star can't be a great comedian. Stormy Daniels is a fantastic comedian.
She's funny.
Yeah,
No, she's not.
That was so funny when she started doing stand-up dates at all the comics were like, "What? She's not a comic." You already lost. You've already lost.
If you
Stormy
think
is the
people
future.
yeah, Stormy's the future.
She sold tickets, bro.
That's the thing, dude. If you can like talk, like I saw her No Jumper talking about fucking Trump, and I'm like, I don't want to laugh. I just want to hear this.
I just want to hear her story.
But no, in reality though, they're kind of one trick ponies. Not to like be.
Yeah, well,
now we just sound like salty guys that can't fuck porn stars. So now we're shitting.
It's not
on
about
them.
that. It's about like if your whole act's like this one angle, like for the longest time, my shitty jokes were all like, "I'm fat. What am I gonna do? Please fuck me."
Right.
Like,
Mine were all like, "I hate myself," and here's an Anthony Jeselnik joke repackaged.
Yeah, you were a man of one-liners.
I was.
Back when we was comedians.
I was like,
not just
what?
online trolls with a camera.
That's. I've always kind of been
3
an online-
cameras.
I actually don't. I was talking with my friend today, my improv friend.
Yeah.
And I want to go back. I was thinking about this. If they started doing improv again and they brought us back, we were doing stuff on stage and like a bunch of people caught corona, including myself, and I died. I was the only one that died. I would feel good about that.
You shouldn't.
Hypothetically in the situation, I do.
If I died because I was doing an open mic at a goddamn public house doing like the Jello shot trivia night, yeah, dude, I wouldn't feel anything. I'd be dead. Wouldn't be a good final chapter though to this book.
I'll name a cafeteria after you.
Dude, there we go.
Call
See, now
back.
it's worth
How many
it.
times we've never done a callback before?
We're getting better as
We are.
entertainers, The Zach the Tank Powers Memorial Cafeteria and Slushy Bar.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, there's got to be a slushy. If you're gonna name a cafeteria after me, several requirements have to be met.
Okay.
Number 1, nacho machine with the pumping nacho cheese.
Okay, I can
Not
do
the
it.
chili. I don't like that.
Just the nacho cheese.
Just the cheese.
Okay.
If you're pumping the chili out, just
Do you want
straighten
real
your life
chili?
out.
You want
No,
smoked
I don't
chili?
want chili at all on my
all right.
nachos. I like plain nachos with cheese and jalapenos. That's the only way you're allowed to get them.
Oh yeah, dude.
Second requirement of my memorial cafeteria, there has to be the slush puppy machine. The
Okay.
slush puppy brand machine.
Sure.
With blue and red,
Yeah,
no other
the little
flavors. It's all, yeah, of course. Dude.
Uh-huh.
He's slushing and pupping all day. That's in there. Shit ton of candy. I just want it to be a fun place, dude. I want it to
Okay.
be a place where people can go to die.
Is
You
this
know,
is
the
this a
way I
middle
did.
School cafeteria?
Yeah, dude. Let's get these
Hospital
kids
cafeteria?
fat. No.
Okay.
I've spent a lot of time in hospital cafeterias. It's not a place I'd like to
Okay.
I don't want people to remember me for a hospital cafeteria.
Okay, man. So
You're essentially just sitting there eating, waiting to find out what's going to happen to your dad. No, it would be a middle school. It would be a high school cafeteria. Okay. Blink 182 playing all the time.
live.
Yeah, it's just the live album, the Mark Tom and Travis Show live on repeat.
Okay, yeah.
Just that. I listened to that the other day and I was like, this is the most obnoxious thing I've ever heard in my life.
With the tits fart time.
Dude, the whole, just their live presence.
They're like 8th graders.
But it's crazy because they're like 28.
I know.
And the crowd is like 16. And they're like, take your pants off. And it's like, wow, I farted. Let's do it.
I'm a fucking dog.
Small thing. And you're like, okay. I love it. Blinks nostalgia. It's the same way my dad loves reminiscing about seeing Kiss in concert, you know?
Yeah.
You ain't going to go now. You're going to enjoy the times you did, though.
I'll go see him.
I'll go see Kiss. We'll see Kiss and Blink-182 on a co-headlining tour. Either way, last requirements of my cafeteria. Slush puppy machine, nacho cheese machine.
Got it.
Lots of candy. One person working it.
Is it me?
know? I mean,
I have to do
ideally.
it?
Yeah, ideally.
All right. It's your dying wish.
Yeah, dude.
You have to die at the public house open mic on stage, though, for this to be.
Yeah,
That's the contingency.
for sure.
Fuck, dude.
Telling a joke about Instagram.
Yeah.
Telling a joke about meeting chicks on Instagram.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck it. God, dude. Kill me already. If there are still Tinder jokes on the other side of this comedy pause, do we just keep it shut down? Do we just say, hey, we're not ready yet?
It's going to be somebody doing jokes about trying to hook up during COVID.
Oh my God, you're right. God, that is going to be insufferable. I haven't
Sorry.
been to a comedy show recently, obviously, but like, fuck, man. I remember like right as this started. I tweeted this right at the beginning of COVID, and it got few likes on Twitter, which, you know, I don't think people were ready to hear it, but I think it was something along the lines of like, the current state of comedy is white men complaining that they can't say the N-word and chicks posting photos of their tits as punchlines. Why are we rushing back to the comedy clubs?
That's pretty good.
It is good, and no one liked it because they are afraid to deal with their own reality.
And also Twitter, everyone I follow on Twitter, nobody favorites, nobody retweets any of their posts.
It's just like I mean, to say an echo chamber would be redundant, but it's just I log in there. I'm like, I have I have like 200 followers. No one gives a fuck. They're
Exactly.
just comics that I met randomly by chance one night at Wiley's Comedy Club. We talked in the parking lot for 7 minutes. So now I follow every aspect of your life forever.
Well, I'm always like, just put that on Facebook because people will actually see it.
I don't know, dude. You know how I feel about Facebook.
Yeah, but I'm like, if you put what you just put on Facebook, people will like and respond, and you'll get some engagement. But I feel like everyone I know on Twitter gets no play.
The only thing that gets play on Twitter is hating Donald Trump, posting like sex posy messages to like other females, or
Be
like a guy who
Yas
says,
Queen
"Hey,
post.
I made my first tiny house today. Look, 5 million retweets."
Dude,
What is
tiny
this
houses.
obsession with the tiny house,
I
dude?
love them, dude.
I think it's the most privileged shit of all time. Only white people would find a new way to make shitty housing their thing.
Yeah.
You know? God damn it, dude.
I love them though.
Why?
I don't know.
You could live in one because you're a psychopath.
Yeah, I don't know. I see them and I'm like,
The thing is, they're not
cute.
cheap. They're not just go live in a shitty apartment with more space.
yeah, but the thing is, it's all the interior is all like newly renovated and it's like clean. Everything's, well, I think it's just, I don't fucking know, dude. But when I see them, I'm like, I want to be in that tiny little kitchen, you know?
It's cozy. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I see it and I'm like, ooh, look how the bed is just pressed up flush against the wall. I'm like, why do I think this is cool? I don't know.
Look at all these right angles. Look at all these things that are flush with the wall.
Yeah, dude. Look.
I want to die burning down at my little tiny house because my toaster and my iPhone charger are plugged into the same grid and I can't handle it.
Oh yeah, dude. So I want to go out.
Hell yeah, dude.
I want to go out because I got trapped between my retractable desk in my tiny house and couldn't get out.
I want to die because I got suffocated jacking off when my spring-loaded bed smashed me against the wall and cut off my air circulation. Die with my dick out limp in my tiny house. Ramen burning on the stove. iPhone fully charged.
And everyone just like, they see the crime scene. Everything's burnt, but it's just you kind of like your ashes. But they can tell what you were doing.
The way the ashes were formed, like the pile. Well, that's his dick. Those are his dick ashes there. I've seen those. Some arson investigator comes in. He's like, yep, those are dick ashes. I've seen them before. It's like Sam Elliott. Well, you ain't do this job a lot without being able to tell the difference between dick ashes and butt ashes.
And nobody even throws you a funeral.
No, dude, they just,
So ashamed.
just plant another tiny house on top of it. It's like the seeds of a new one. This is a Guillermo del Toro movie, I think.
I think so.
And it like forms a... I might not. I don't think I cried at the movie Mother. Have you seen the movie Mother?
Yeah.
With the Darren Aronofsky movie with Jennifer. Sorry,
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Why would you cry?
Well, what happened? I don't think you're right. I don't think I cried, but I was very moved during that. If you haven't seen that movie, that's a movie that takes a swing.
Yeah, it's great.
That's a movie I love that film, but like. You're watching for like an hour and a half. You're like, okay, but like what? You're just constantly like, when is this going to break? Like, when is this going to break? And then when it does break, you're like, oh, fuck, I was not ready.
Yeah, because I feel like that movie for me, it's like, it goes like this. It's like, oh, nice. What the fuck is happening?
Yes, dude.
Like there comes a turn where you're like, it all becomes, it's like a very plausible reality. I'm glad we're at the end of the episode, but like it's a very plausible reality, and you're like, well, it's pretty crazy. And then it reaches a point where you're like, oh, well, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on now.
It's just like presses your buttons constantly for like an hour and a half.
Right.
That's a good movie. It just bugs you. A good movie, you should get done with it being like, okay, I have to see that again. I have to. I don't get it.
Or like, I could never watch that again.
Film school. Tell the story in the cut. That is the only goal.
Show, don't tell.
I'm successful. You know this. I have a cafeteria named after me. What have you done? Christopher Nolan. You got a cafeteria named after you? With a slush puppy machine? Doubt it. You're in England.
Yeah, probably not.
They don't have cafeterias there. They have cafes. I don't know what they have.
Beats me.
No, I don't ever want to see what a British cafeteria looks like. I can tell you that much.
They gotta have them. We're at the end of the episode.
But they do, but it's gonna be like Biscoff cookies and weird teas and like
sausages,
some kind of,
mashed potatoes,
some kind of like fish in a plastic. Yeah, just
shepherd pie.
Yeah, well, I get down. That's not cafeteria food though.
In England, it is.
I hope those poor children of England aren't sitting there eating shepherd's pies, and they could be eating nachos with jalapenos and no chili.
No chili.
Because that's fucked up, dude.
The round nachos.
Oh, yeah. Dude, helmet. Like the helmet nachos.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
With cheese and jalapenos and nothing else.
I feel like when those nachos are made, stale.
Oh, my God. They've never been fresh a day in their life.
They don't crack. They don't crumble. They just kind of tear.
Yeah. They're just, they're like cardboard at that point.
They're so bad.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? Make your own cafeteria. That's it.
All right.
We're done.